I'm filling my cup, I'm filling my soul, healing my heart, taking control. I've been empty, now I overflow. Welcome to SelfFull Convos. SelfFull Convos. Your healing's overdue, fill your cup.
Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to SelfFull Convos, where healing, love, and laughter will flow freely. I am your host, Coach Nine. This is your space where you are to refill, reset, and remember the power of your cup. So settle in and allow me to pour into you. Last week, we talked about that season of isolation and the quiet space where clarity starts to grow, and when clarity becomes I when clarity becomes elimination, right? And this episode may pinch a little, but it's necessary because you cannot become self full while carrying dead weight. So I want to say welcome to episode 4, the elimination phase. Where we're releasing things and people, places that just don't pour back into us. And to in order to move into elimination and truly understand what this phase looks like and what it requires, you have to know what elimination actually is. And I'm not talking about your normal definition of elimination, but how to define it for your healing journey so that you can actually get the gist of what you're going to experience, or no one can actually honestly prepare you for what elimination feels like, if I'm being honest. But elimination in this phase isn't about being cold and harsh and cutting off people. It's about honoring what your capacity is, and it's taking note of what you pour into that do not pour back into you, right? That reciprocal behavior is acknowledging the people that we allow to leech onto us for too long. So it may seem as if it is a clip season, but it's truly just creating some boundaries where you're not no longer pouring as you may used to, or it is a complete well shut off, like you just don't get the same me as you used to. I'm not eliminating you from my life, I'm just placing you at a different table for this season. You're no longer in the table that have immediate access to me, if that makes sense. So it's not that season of I don't care about you, but we're entering into a season of I care about me enough and I care about me more, that my boundaries matter, my peace matters, and I'm gonna do what I have to do to protect my peace. And so that's enforcing my boundaries. So elimination kind of happens voluntarily and involuntarily in this phase, because as you exercise and move in your boundaries, there will be people that eliminate themselves. You have played no part in it. It was just um, your growth may not be aligning with who they are, or the person you becoming brought y'all to two different places. And that happens in relationship. It happens in friendships. And two people, it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative ending or harsh ending. We just part ways. We outgrew each other. Or it was just for this season of my life, and vice versa. I don't take it no way when someone feels as though my season in their life has come to it, and I have to accept it for what it was. Cherish our memories and keep life going. Um, so I say that because I remember in going through my phase of elimination and what that was looking like for me. And many of you who have read my book of I Am Unavailable, Becoming Self Full, got a glimpse of how many people and how many things shifted for me when I went through that phase. I mean, I'm talking about a friendship of 20 plus years in that moment totally shifted. I had several friendships and different groups of people that I've associated with myself with, or even family members that I poured out of, not even from my overflow, but risking depletion of self to make sure they had, and I had to, enforced boundaries that limited the access they had. So I say that we're full of, it don't matter what role or relationship the person have to you, your boundary matters that much. We can have the same blood flowing through our veins, but if we're not in alignment and I'm constantly pouring, and not have once have you poured back into me, not once have you been intentional or operating in your eyes, because you can, it's obvious when someone's experiencing their overflow, but when they don't go out their way to make sure you having the same, you can't expect you from other people, but at the same time, the love I give to you, I expect some level of that back, whatever that may look like for you. I can accept whatever that is, but I have to be able to get it back. And if the back is not happening, we're no longer in alignment. This is being a one-sided relationship, which is not beneficial to me or to you. So yeah, no, that's the end of that. Um, and I say that because I've been in so many one-sided friendships, and maybe this a Libra thing, but we love so hard and we love so deep that, if I call you my friend, and that's already a hard title to get. If I call you my friend, I'm pouring out, I'm showing up, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I may overexert myself because that's just how I love people. That's my love language, right? Fulfilling others also fulfills me. So as I may be doing for you, I'm also pouring into myself. So that kind of part, but whatever. But I say that to say over time it gets exhausting and it's draining because you're showing up and you're doing, and when it's time for someone to show up for you, the room is empty. When it's time for someone to be the shoulder for you, the ear for you, they don't know how to turn off their mouth to be able to open their ears to hear your problem. They've gotten so much in the habit or the 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 rhythm of when you pick up, I immediately pour out instead of giving you the opportunity to express whether you have capacity or not, or maybe checking to see if you have something that you need to get off your chest. I was experiencing so much of that. I had to pull back from the noise. And that's why in the last episode we expressed isolation is so important, why it's needed, because you could take inventory of what is what. You could look at, okay, who's draining my cup? Who pours into my cup? What places do I enter that depletes me, that leave me questioning self, doubting self? What rooms fill me? What people actually pour into me, and not even just by association, but just by maybe watching their videos, listening to a podcast. You have to take note of these things, right? What is going in your ear that is actually filling you, or what's going into your ear that's depleting you? I don't care what it may be. It could be a person, it could be the radio, it could be your music, it could be the books you choose to read, it could be whatever, because it all has an effect on you. You just have to be able to sit with self long enough to be like, yeah, that's not working for me. Or you know what? I need a little bit more of that, because the way that made me feel that day, I can operate on that level at all times. I love that moment. You won't know unless you sit with self. How do you know what habits to get rid of if you're never taking the time to sit down and take inventory of where you are and what habits you picked up along the way? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm no therapist or nothing, but I'm just saying. So I want you, I encourage you, if you don't do anything else, take a moment for yourself where you can sit back and you can look and you could be like, who's pouring into me? What's draining me? What thoughts do I have? Self thoughts, self doubting thoughts that's hindering me, and you need to be able to write out not only the answers to those questions, but what must go, why must it go, and what piece will replace it, right? And I'm not saying piece as piece of paper. I'm saying what piece will, peace as in solitude, heaven state of mind, will replace this negative or destructive habit, if you want to put it like that. You have to be able to say, you know what, X, Y, and Z drains me. Because every time I pick up the phone, it's never nothing positive. It's always negative. It's always gossip. It's never nothing to have to do with advancement, betterment, growth, next level speaking. It's always the same old, and it's draining, right? What piece will I replace it with? I will replace it with no longer answering my phone or making it very clear when I answer my phone that doesn't pertain to me, or removing myself from certain conversations that's not conducive to my peace. And within that boundary setting, the elimination begins, because if you're no longer picking up your phone for this person on a consistent basis, the call stops, right? If you pick up the phone and you are very clear in stating, you know what, I don't have the capacity to be able to hear this, or, this don't have anything to do with me, you, it's just pure gossip, and I don't want to partake in the conversation, those conversations will soon come to a cease. You have to do what works for you. And a lot of us are non confrontational. So if it's as simple as, I'm not answering the phone, don't answer your phone. What must go, must go. But it comes in all forms and it looks different for everybody, right? I remember having a client come to me that I was coaching, and we were talking about, the elimination, and how when you're actionable about your plans, right? Because I'm a coach, not a therapist. I deal with action. So when you're actionable about your plans and you're so focused minded, and you're moving and doing, and you get so caught up in the goal, in the grand scheme, in the bigger picture, by the time you do that check in and you look at that phone, the elimination already happened, because you realize, if I wasn't checking in, if I wasn't doing this, it wasn't happening for me. So you'll be surprised as as how you move along, just simply focusing on you, pouring into you, loving on you, shaping you, rebuilding and restructuring you could do the elimination for you. It's not nothing for you to do, but just acting in love on self and purposely and intentionally filling your cup. All those things will take place. Was meant to be aligned with you will still be there. I promise you. Was meant to be aligned with you will still be there. And the person that you built yourself to become in those moments and in these phases will attract and align you to everything that you need. That's what healing is supposed to do. It's supposed to bring us to a point where the alignment starts to happen, the manifestation can happen, because we're in a place where we're now be able to receive. But if you shy away from every phase of healing, how can you ever get to what you truly desire? We have to be able to sit with ourselves, and with sitting with ourselves, understand what boundaries we need to set in place, and how intentional we need to be in those boundaries, right? And how to reinforce it, and what it feels like, and what it looks like for us, and what peace it will bring us. Once you understand the impact of it all and understand your why of what you do, doing it will become so much easier. You won't question yourself, you won't doubt yourself, you'll just move knowing, I know why. I don't have to second guess that. I'm being intentional, I'm moving in purpose. And if all those things are checked off and you can say yes, you know that you're moving in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. So, as we end today's episode, y'all know I end with the affirmation. So, I want you to repeat after me. I release what depletes me. I welcome what aligns with me. Next week, we'll talk about peace, that calm after the storm where your spirit finally exhales. I thank you so much for listening. I hope you subscribe, follow everywhere on every platform, Instagram, TikTok. You can follow me on Facebook. Everything is at SelfFull Convos. at SelfFull Convos. Make sure you tap in to stay in tune with everything that's going on, whether it be events, latest episodes, sneak peeks, clips, or just the daily insights or some encouraging words. Tap in, stay locked in. I love you, you love me. We need to be locked in like a family. I should be a lyricist, I'm just saying. But I appreciate y'all for listening. I thank you for letting me pour into you today. Don't forget to do your cup check, honor it, and love yourself. Until next time, beautiful people, stay full, stay whole, stay self-full. Mwah.
Keep your cup full, let your light glow. Remember your peace as you go. Till next time, you already know. SelfFull Convos, yeah, stay full, stay true. SelfFull Convos just for you.